What's good, superstars? Back with another VeVe video. You got Superstar Joe. You got Superstar Arcade in the building, finding his bearings. How's it going, Arcade?
I'm trying to block it. I'm trying to block it.
Like trying to get that late shot in there, but he's like, he's too slick. He's able to dodge and dip and dive, like dodgeball. How's it going? How's your day been, man? How you doing?
Man, my day's beautiful, man. I'm glad the weekend is over. It's Monday. It's a beautiful day. Beautiful collectibles. We're here with the superstars, man. I'm happy.
I think there's only one way to start off the video. I know you end it this way, but let's just take a deep breath, everybody. Oh, he does the slow breathing out. I love it. But guys, if you do not watch Superstar, if you don't watch VeVe Arcade, that's his channel name. You guys are missing out. The commentary is fantastic. He has amazing topics. He does live streams, all different types of stuff. So definitely a must follow. I'm going to show you his page in just a second. But before you do that, make sure you become a superstar. Hit that subscribe button down below. I know VeVe Arcade is a VIP on the channel. I know it's been helping his juju like crazy, but even just being a superstar, hitting that subscribe button, it changes your life. Real life stuff is happening. People are going to the grocery store. They're like short 25 cents. They walk and they find the 25 cents on the floor. It's happening every single day. This wild, crazy juju, we call it. And I'm getting tweets about it. You're going to see it today. You're going to see it in our Twitter feed. Craziness. Also, the VIP, $2.99 a month. Arcade is a boy. He's supporting us, and we really appreciate that. Thank you for being part of the VIP. I think it's changed your life, right? Does it not change your life?
It changes my life. I could breathe better now. I breathe better.
There you go. He's got clear air passages. Fantastic, especially during this time. But shout out to all the VIP and especially Bobby Green, who just joined yesterday. So I know he's always in the battles with Bob Sales to be first commenter. We also got Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. We've got a Discord link in the description. We also have a PO box in the description. And if you want to follow us on VeVe, check out our bio on Twitter. I'm going to pull up your stuff right now. I got VeVe Arcade's page here. This is another must follow. We've been doing these things. This is somebody I watch every single video that comes out. So that shows you, like, I'm trying to learn from him to get some topics to talk about as well, because he covers so many different things. He's not a one-trick pony. I mean, there's always, he'll put something up. I'll be like, man, I didn't even think of that. Like, that's the type of stuff that you get from his channel. Very, very informative. Why don't you go over what you talk about, how you got into VeVe, how you got into YouTube?
I got into VeVe about December of last year. My first drop with the Steamboat Willie, I did not get it, but my girl got it, and she got the ultra rare on the drop. So ever since then, we've been addicted, just seeing the prices go up, and that's really how I got into it. I got into YouTube around March, in the middle of March, and it's because I have nobody else to talk about VeVe with, so I had no other choice but to create the YouTube channel to talk to you guys about VeVe all day.
Yeah, and that's a lot of people are saying that same reason. Like, they've been talking off their friends' heads and they don't care. So they're like, make a YouTube channel, talk to those people who actually do care. And it's been awesome. I mean, having you in the community, definitely give me someone else to watch. And people have been coming and going, and you've been sticking through it, coming in basically at the beginning of the bear market, and still pushing, still putting out content, and definitely like under recognized. And I think that you need way more subscribers for the content that you've been putting out. So guys, make sure you go over, subscribe, let them know you came from the channel. So you mentioned you came in December into VeVe for the Steamboat Willie. How did you find the app?
One of my friends, one of my co-worker, partner, colleague was a VeVeer since March, and he's been telling me about it all summer. Actually, but I kind of ignored it until I saw Disney on it, and that's when I figured, you know what, Disney doesn't play around. So that's when I jumped on. One of my friends, shout outs to Steve, B-Boy Steve Zoo on Twitter.
Yeah, shout out B-Boy Steve, bringing in, he's doing that marketing for VeVe,
Yep.
That word of mouth marketing really pays off. A lot of people found it through their friends. I was very shocked. Like, even a lot of creators found it through another friend who doesn't do YouTube. So really, really awesome. And I mean, your mic is butter, man. I feel it's like that ASMR, like, in my head every time you talk in there. He's got that he's got that radio voice. So I mean, what's not to love about VeVe Arcade? So definitely must follow, must subscribe. We've got VeVe. They did a couple things today, but they talked about this Nova #1. I know you follow comics pretty closely. What do you think about this comic, Joe?
This is I think it's a all right comic book. It's not the #1 though. #1 came out in '76. So if it was the original one, I might be more excited. I think this is the third one that they've released, and it's not that big of a character. I know that he's compared to Spider-Man in a sense because they had somewhat of the same beginning. But yeah, I'm not too into that character.
Yeah, I think I will not be going for the drop. I don't expect too much from it. The one thing I do like is the uncommon cover. Looks like it's a Scotty Young again.
It is.
So they've been bringing him through. It might not be too crazy expensive. So maybe when we do get a lot of people onto this app, and there's people who are into certain artists. I know Scotty Young's obviously very popular, so might pick up a couple of those just to have on the side if they're going for pretty cheap. That might be my play. They also got the superstar money colors on that ultra rare. I don't know if you noticed in the background, but
that's the one I'm gonna land.
I'm hoping it goes for like nice 10 gems in the secondary market the way we're going, and then they just decorate that showroom in 2025 when we get comics in showroom.
Right.
The Gary Basement, the 101 that dropped on Monday. We didn't really talk about it. I kind of said in the last video wasn't my thing. I don't know how you feel about it. How you feel about artwork in general on the app. What do you think?
I am a fan of Gary Basement just because he's from Los Angeles and I'm from LA. So I grew up going to art shows and bookstores. He would have a lot of exhibits in bookstores in LA. So I grew up just watching his stuff. I wasn't really a big fan, but it's recognizable. And I believe that one day it will have its place on the app.
Yeah, and it depends. Like he can come out with the best utility on the app. We never know. So we gotta give everybody their time of day. It's something that I'm not going to bid on for the $1,000 price tag. Obviously, for that type of money, I want to really love the piece. But like you mentioned, there are groups of people who are really into certain different types of things. And I like the colors. Like I was talking about that. I like the colors, but it's just not my cup of tea. I mean, you're a tattoo artist in the Vegas area, right? So let's plug that a little bit. If you guys need some tattoos, shout out to VeVe Arcade. Go talk in his comments and let him know. I'm sure that he'll hook you up with a nice price. But I mean, I guess you would know a little bit more about artwork because that's your niche, right?
Someone like that. I am an artist as well. I'll sell paintings and stuff like that. I'm into it. I like the artwork. It's colorful. It's fun. And that's the type of stuff that goes popular in the mainstream. That's what people really like. So
I read somewhere you were doing some type of a mural or something recently. Or
yeah,
it's coming up?
Yeah. I'm always doing murals in town. I have a bunch of murals out here, and there was a festival last weekend called Life is Beautiful, and I had an art installation, and I helped put together a fashion show. So I was really busy this past week.
Nice. And you're still pumping out content, guys. That tells you the type of guy that you're dealing with here. I mean, very, very committed to the project and very bullish on VeVe, but he will speak his mind. Just like you come here to hear us speak our mind. That's another channel that will not stray away. He will say it how it is, how he feels. He has on those spicy topics, especially your live streams. He even knows how to do the banner at the bottom. We've been on YouTube since January. We have no clue how you do that thing where you pop up the topics. But I mean, it's really organized, and shout out to you for getting that going. He's also missing this, and we are missing this right now. You can see it going live. Reese is on some kind of a chat with, who was it again? C-Shift, IOS, Collective Shift. There might be some ecomi talk. There might be some OMI utility. So we're going to try and get out of this within a half an hour just so we can get over there and listen to it. But shout out to you for coming through. And if you guys haven't, make sure you go check this out, even if it's afterwards, because you never know what knowledge Reese is going to be dropping. So definitely something that I would go re-listen to if you haven't. Shout out to Rob. So we got VeVe Arcade because Rob's on his honeymoon, right? Rob is still putting out the tweets. He's got his Druid. His Druid just helping him hold up the Leaning Tower of Pisa over here. Fantastic picture there. And he also had Mickey like waving to the people at the top of the statue there. So, or the tower. So awesome. Shout out to Rob. I know you're going to be watching this. So hope you guys are having a great time. And thank you for keeping us entertained while we're here. Guys, make sure you go say hi to Rob on these photos. Go in the comments, say, hey, Rob, what's going on? We miss you. That type of stuff. Hashtag blame Rob. It's just a thing that we do when he doesn't show up. Now, I retweeted this knowing that you were coming on because I know you're into art and like all that type of stuff. So like, this is wild to me.
That is cool.
Trying to mute that there, but he's got the orb going on. He's got the running monkeys. He's got Mickey in the middle. And he's got the DMU, and then he's got Spider-Man hanging off the edge. That to me was pretty cool. It looks like he's in some kind of mouth.
Yeah. That's really cool.
Yeah. Do you do any art, any showroom stuff, or not yet? Are you waiting for it to be a little bit cleaner?
Yeah. In the beginning, I was doing a lot of that. I was getting the retrospective posters, and I would put 4 of them against the wall. So when you walked into the showroom, I would do crazy, trippy stuff like that. But after a while, I realized that it was difficult for people to just come. We need a direct link to our vault. Right, to our showroom. Even if you're not on VeVe, you should have a direct link to where people could just come in and check out your collectibles. I think that when that happens and more people are running through the app in that way, it'll be more fun. But as of now, just building stuff, but nobody was really checking it out. So I kind of stopped doing that.
Yeah, I think the first part of the VeVe verse is going to be just what you explained. I think it's going to be being able to share your showroom with other people. I don't know if you'll be able to see them in your showroom, but like maybe just be able to share it like kind of socially,
Right.
like a social feed, social network type of thing where people can come in like you said, maybe it's a link. You send a link and they pop into your showroom, they look around, oh, look at what he's got, it's cool. And then that's also should do some good stuff for the market because now you can flex without just taking a little picture. Now it's like 3D tour kind of thing, right?
Right. Exciting.
Could be one. The other thing I was thinking about, and we talked about it once on one of Ryan's spaces, is imagine like down the line. So first you got the showrooms, but now imagine you're able to do like an installation. So you're an art guy. Imagine you're able to arrange your collectibles in such a way that it's something that people want to see. So like, I know you know how like Minecraft and all these people are able to build these crazy cities and crazy stuff. Imagine you're able to do that with collectibles, and or imagine like a big corporation with lots of money can do that with some of the high end stuff, and then you can like pay a ticket or a fee to go in to look at that experience, or you travel somewhere and then when you throw your AR on, that's the only place you can see it. So Rob's at the Tower of Pisa, right? Imagine like some corporation over there gets in, geomaps it, and then says like you got Spider-Man hanging off, and it's like, okay, click this button, pay us $2, and look through your phone. You don't even need the glasses yet. Look through your phone. You're gonna see like a setup all over the Tower of Pisa. Like, what do you think about that? That I think is like where my mind goes when I think future.
Yeah. I'm excited for that too. I also think that we might even have games and music in our showroom. So not only can people come and check out your stuff, but you might be able to invite somebody into your showroom and play a game of pool or chess or something like that, right? I think that's definitely something that I'm excited over.
Or an arcade game.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
VeVe Arcade. You'll have the name down, so everyone's gonna have to come check out your showroom. So here we go. We're talking about a little bit of Juju. Fanny Carbonell actually, she, if you don't know, I think she's in Harry Potter. So she said to us, she's like, the Juju is fun and makes you think positive. Or sorry, she asked about what is Juju, and we replied like how it's good luck and it's something what happens when you subscribe to the channel. And RZ came in and said the Juju is fun and makes you think positive. And once you think positive, good things happen. 100%. I mean, the positive vibes. I mean, I get that from your channel as well. Like he does even just the breathing thing, like calm down your pace, just enjoy life. Like I get that vibe from VeVe Arcade's channel. And that's what we're trying to bring by bringing that Juju. Send that positive Juju out to each other. You're going to feel good. You know what I mean? We had a giveaway. We did some Sad Buns giveaways. I gave it away. And now announced another giveaway. Shout out Picasso. He's been doing these IP Sad Buns, and people are loving them. I know you've probably seen them all over Twitter and profile pictures. So he's doing another 10 that we're giving away. So this one here is pretty easy to enter. You just have to follow Picasso, follow us. Actually, this is not even the giveaway. It's coming up, but there's another post later on. That was the original giveaway that we did. But this one, it's similar thing. Follow us, follow him, retweet. You don't have to tag anybody, but you have to change your profile picture to one of Picasso's artworks. So you don't have one. I know there's ways to get the picture. Put that as your profile picture. Just spread the love for Picasso and then comment on that post. Very simple to enter. We'll give 10 away over 10 days. And these are just some of the people who got them in the recent drop, the recent giveaway. So they just shut them out. And then we had Season 3 OG came and he's like, I think there's only going to be one more Mickey drop. And he posted this picture. So he thinks it's going to be this one on the side here. I don't even know what type of Mickey that is. Do you know?
No, I don't. It looked like almost like a Snow White type.
Yeah.
Like dwarf.
Like a dwarf, Peter Pan or Snow White or maybe you're right. But I said, what about like classic Mickey or like tuxedo Mickey? They got to have those ones, right?
Yeah, they got Cowboy Mickey. They got a bunch of different Mickeys out.
Yeah, so I don't think that Mickey's going to end just yet. So we also got this drop. Did you end up getting one?
No, I ended up not getting one.
You didn't bid?
No, I didn't bid. Did you?
Yeah, I bid. I got one. It was a little glitchy. So when they first dropped it, they sent you a notification like VeVe delivered you a collectible. You click it and nothing happened. And everyone was like, what the heck's happening? Why is it not working? And then after like 3-4 minutes, then they loaded in your showroom. Like even I closed out the app, went back in, it wasn't there. I was like, oh man, I lost it.
Wow.
But now it's there. I think it was going like 60, 70. I don't know what it's at now, but I don't really plan on selling it yet. I think it's pretty limited, but I don't know. I don't know what to think of it. What do you think about this drop?
I kind of like it in a weird way. Something that I was thinking about is, how Walt Disney is like looked at as the biggest Disney asset, right? Like the Walt statue. Could David Yu potentially be that for VeVe 20 years down the line, right? 50 years down the line? Could David Yu be seen in that type of light? So if we fast forward maybe 50 years, this could potentially be one of those Grail pieces that VeVe created.
Yeah, it might take some more time, like you just mentioned. I think it's tied to that first auction drop, which is cool, which is what's getting me. It's like, do I really want to sell it yet? I don't know. So I get Macaulay Culkin vibes as well. I don't know if you get that on this, right? Home Alone. Like, I just feel like Macaulay Culkin.
He looks creepy. He looks creepy for sure.
He's a little creepy, but I mean, that's the Ron English style there. Right. So really cool that they did something like this. Here's that giveaway. So look for the one that has the siren in the front. That's the new giveaway. Talked about all the rules. You can pause the video. So then Bob Sales came to the rescue. He saw that post and he's like, oh no, I think there's way more Mickeys. So
I seen that. Yeah.
This is a cool poster. I would love to have one of these. And then Picasso came out. He dropped Pokemon. So when Pokemon, Picasso's he's got it now. I mean, I think he's only doing 10 of these. So it's limited, but this is that cool type of. Do you do any IP type of artwork, or you like spinoffs?
You know what? I recently did, because I'm creating some VeVe Arcade NFTs. Oh, so nice. I was always against using IPs in my artwork just because of the copyright, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But recently I've been more attracted to it since I've been collecting. I've always been a collector, but I never put X-Men posters on my wall, nothing like that. But I've always been a collector of comics. But now that I'm more involved in the community and the spark came back, it's almost like I'm more into it. So yeah, I've been creating some more IP stuff that you guys should be seeing come out pretty soon.
Yeah. And you post some of your stuff on Twitter and whatnot, right? So for people to see.
Yes, I don't post any of my art on Twitter.
No,
it's all on my Instagram. Yeah,
all on Instagram.
I just opened Twitter just to be VeVe related stuff. But
so what's your Instagram so they can find you?
My Instagram is bboysmurf, BBOYSMURF.
Go give him some likes, guys. Go give him some love, and maybe you like some of his artwork, and you can figure something out. So when I first asked you to come on the channel, you had a bunch of topics you wanted to talk about. So why don't we start with one of those, and we'll alternate. We had a couple topics. We'll bounce back and forth, and then we'll call it a day.
Cool. Something that I've been thinking about. It's when I first came into the app, I came in during a bull market, right? I came in December, so I experienced the January February pump. And during that time, there was a lot of pieces that I looked at and I said to myself, I can never get that piece. I'll never have that. I will never have that. And lo and behold, we're here in September and we're able to go back and get those pieces that we thought we could never get. So I wanted to ask you, is there any pieces on the app that you thought were unobtainable that you end up getting for yourself?
So for myself, I mean, I came in November and I kind of was there at the part right before the curve came up. So things I could have got back then, I could probably get around the same price now. It's just I'm not aping into the app just yet because I look at the overall macro conditions. So I'm not really doing that. Like I probably should do it in some way, but I mean, the opportunity that I saw in November, I didn't even know because it's like my first weeks on the app. I mean, you don't know, you learn as you go. And I just saw it skyrocket. I'm like, well, I'm not going to be able to ever get a Walt. I'm not going to ever be able to get a Todd. I could probably get into those now if I wanted to, if I sell some things and make it work, which I may eventually do. I just don't know when that time is. It could turn around. I mean, I've never been one either, like to be fixated on items either. So like you asked the question in that way. If I don't land a Todd or a Walt or one of those bigger collectibles, I'll just get the next thing. I mean, that's how I look at it, because VeVe gives that opportunity every single time that they come out with these big drops. Amazing Fantasy 15, they rewarded people who stuck through this huge fall off. I know you're probably in some of those. I have a couple low mints on those for the common, and it's just like I'm playing the game that way. And then if I want eventually, like if AF15 takes off, I have a couple. I can maybe sell one off, flip into something else. I don't know, but it's a good question. I mean, but I think, the answer is yes. There's stuff now that I'm able to get into that I didn't think I'd ever be able to. I never saw Walt coming back down to these prices. I never saw like Secret Rare Marvel Comics 1 and it's still crazy expensive, but it was way more. It was way more before. So there's more opportunity for sure. How about you? I mean, you came in at the top. So
yeah. I mean, there's stuff that I end up getting that I thought I would never have, like a Doom. That's even though that's obtainable now, there was at one point where I seen it at 1,300. I was like, oh, I'll never have that. I end up getting it later down the line. I end up selling it. I got a Todd, and that's something that I never thought I would have, But yeah, it's something with, like you said, you don't really go into the app just yet because you're paying attention to the macro. But what is something that would happen that will make you want to buy something? right? Is it the low mint near the floor? Because that's how I do it.
Yeah. So right now, like that's what I'm doing. And the VIP, you've seen my buys and sells. You're in the VIP. Everything's kind of same type of style. I'm not stacking anything really, unless it's like cheap comics, but anything I'm holding for the long term, it's something that I know, like, hey, this is something that when there's mass adoption, people might be willing to pay a little bit more, a little bit of a premium. And now if I can get it, I'm paying a little bit of premium, but I'm hoping my 10% on $100, which is $10, might be 10% on $1,000, which would be $100, and you make a little bit more of a premium. So I'm looking at it that way. And I'm just going into like, I did the whole low mint comic stuff. I got that collection out the way. And then now I'm like kind of tapped out for a bit. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, but I'm in the same boat. Sorry to interrupt you. Go ahead.
I think that might actually be an answer to your question as well. Like I went into all these low mint common comics, and they were probably wild. Like I wasn't even paying attention to it. I kind of saw Johnny Dunn doing it a little bit on the side. I'm like, what's this guy doing? So I start to look at it. And honestly, when you buy your first one, it's like game over, addiction. Like, so now I have the Fantastic Four one. I have 2 Marvel comic ones, 2 Amazing Fantasy 15s. That's been my thing. But I don't know, like unless the collectibles get some utility, I'm really scared to go that way too and spend like big money and put big money into the app.
Yeah. When you bring up utility, what do you think about the short-term utility versus the long-term? Because I know we get short-term utility to where you'll get a free dinner, you get a free date, but it's nothing that you can consistently keep going, right? So do you think that devalues everything after the drop is done and the utility is served?
Yeah, of course. I think it's like pump and dump season if you do that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Where you're gonna have we saw it with the lamp. Like look at the lamp now. Everybody got their stuff. They wanted to make sure that they got their stuff, and now it's just getting disrespected. I think My Collectibles put that in his video recently. He called it disrespect. I like that video. Yeah, I mean, I think that's what it is. You're gonna see a pump and dump that we saw with the Raptors. For Jurassic Park, same type of thing. The short-term utility, it's fun because if you do get something from it, like we got the Secret Rare Blue and Beta, it was cool because we know there's only a certain amount. But I mean, afterwards, if you don't like what you're collecting, you're kind of screwed. You're kind of lose half your money.
Yeah,
I mean, you got to play that game. I guess it depends on what they give you. If they give you something that's going to make up for that drop in price afterwards, then it's kind of worth it. Like maybe that Disney D might be worth it because you got a whole like $100 at least.
Right.
On that drop. But yeah, I mean, how about at long-term utility? I mean, if there's some type of consistent utility, some kind of discounts, I see that being a little bit more sustainable for market prices, obviously, and also for renting. I think that'll bring in the renters. People will come through because they'll want whatever that perk is. And even if it's like you own a Disney Golden Moment, you can have a fast pass at Disney. Like,
right.
It's something that like people might be like, oh, you know what, let me rent that for $5 and then I can go to Disney and have fast pass all day. So I don't know. What do you think?
As far as the utility, it's very difficult for me to be satisfied with any utility at the moment. I don't see any utility going down that interests me into holding anything, right? Unless I get it on the drop and the utility comes right after it. I think that maybe if they surprise us with a utility a year later, right? Imagine you get a lunch and then the holder of that item, even if it's the owner afterwards, a year later gets a surprise email saying, hey, this NFT gets you access to this. So maybe people will be more inclined into holding that piece year after year.
I like that. I like the surprise utilities randomly. If you're going to do one-offs utilities, make them surprises down the line. I think they have the opportunity with the golden moments. And David, Alex kind of hinted a little bit that it's not off the table that you can get utility for owning that set. I don't own the whole set. But if people have held that whole set and haven't sold it as it's gone down, and they're like, you know what, even if the utility is like, you get a promo code and you can go for classic Mickey or like something like that came down the line, like whatever, 5 months later, it starts to incentivize the holding. And we did a video on that. I did one with Patient Hodler, and we were talking about incentivizing holding and if that's the best way to do airdrops or if it's reward the flippers. And I think we came to a conclusion that you want to kind of have a little bit of something for everyone. They came up with the 101s for the people who wanted that type of stuff, who have the money for that type of stuff. They want those flex pieces. And then they also have the utility for the flipper, which we saw in this Disney, and they did the utility for the holders, which you saw in the Jurassic Park. So they're trying their hands in every basket, which shows that they're not married to one idea, which is really cool for the future. Maybe if they do come out with what you're saying, one-off utility, but down the line, and it's like, yo, he's gonna make people think like maybe I shouldn't be selling my stuff because maybe one day something's gonna happen and then I'm not gonna have it. So I like the surprise. I like the surprise aspect. I think that's cool.
I think also it's like, I'm gonna use the Disney Golden Moments as an example. If you have if you get the D, let's say you got the lamp, you get the airdrop. If you maybe the incentive or the could be you have access to future drops that won't be available to everybody else. I think that's more special. If you give me a free NFT, but then anybody else can buy it in the aftermarket for 60 gems, kind of sucks, you know? So maybe if you release the free airdrop and make it limited to just those that got it for free, it makes it more unique.
I think if it's not free, it's even better for Disney. if it's like, they're like, you know what, here's a promo code. Only you can go for this drop. However many you mint, that's the mint size. And then realistically, those people end up being VeVe because then they drop it into the market for other people to bid on.
True.
So I like that dynamic too. Like there's a lot of things they can do here. I wouldn't be surprised to see that. I think even when MCP comes, we're going to start to see like MCP exclusive drops for people with X amount or OMI utility. If you're staking this much, you can go for this. Like there's so many dynamics because they have that access to the crypto as well. All right. So the next one on your list here is when will we run out of Grails? Eventually, we will run out of FAs. How long can we go until we stop getting excited over drops? So I'm gonna ask you, and then we'll go to my answer.
Well, it had me thinking, right? Because right now we're so spoiled. We wait for a drop, and as soon as the drop's over, we're already asking for the next Grail, right? Like we just got to. I just saw somebody post. Because we didn't get a comic, you know, we've been slowing down on comics. Somebody posted on Twitter, where's the comics that I need a new comic? And I'm thinking to myself, we just got Amazing Fantasy 15. There's no reason to get anything else, right? You can go back in time and get out everything else that's good because once we have 1 million users, 2 million users, like whether it's 150 editions or 200, it doesn't matter. Like at that point, this is all going to be rare, right? And we're getting all the FAs. When are we going to run out of FAs? 2 years from now? I mean, you can only have an FA once, right?
Yeah, and I think my answer, I just looked at your next question. I think it kind of goes into that. If you do run out of the IP Grails, which Disney has thousands of big characters, maybe not all of them are weighed the same, but say that even if they're planning on bringing an anime, like I think they're going to go for a while where we're going to be able to unload Grails. But let's say in 10 years, they've unloaded 90% of the Grails. I think that VeVe, if they make that name for themselves, they can start to have exclusive stuff. And I think like Marvel might drop, and I talked to Sleepin about this when he was on. I think Marvel might drop an exclusive digital comic. And I think that this is very realistic that this could happen. They drop a comic because think about how do you bring in the real life comic book collectors? You give them something they can't get that's real in the physical world or that came here first. So this is now the FA. And then that, maybe they came out with a reprint in real life. But what if you come out with a comic book that's digital, that you open the pages and it's a video? You can't do that in real life.
That'd be crazy. That'd be crazy.
It acts out the scene, and then you change a page and it acts out the scene, or it pops out of the book and they act in real life like a battle scene. So that's the type of thing where I think you start to get new Grails. It might be new characters we never heard of. They don't even exist. But I think the first one of those is a Grail, and there could be many more depending on how they play that.
Right. I do believe that. Another thing that had me thinking is, what if they start mailing out people the VeVe exclusive covers in physical forms? You know, because they have the rights for it, so they can re-release the comic books with the VeVe covers, which would be really
that's cool too. That'd be cool too. And it came out first on VeVe, and then I got you. No, I mean, there's a lot. That's the best part about this app. It's like limitless, and to say if people are going to stop going for drops, stop getting excited. I think they have so many different ways they can maneuver if they do it right and they play their cards right. I think they can take this at least past me and you on this earth.
For sure.
So we'll see. I want to bring up one thing that I saw, and I know a lot of you guys miss these guys. VeVe Vision, where are you guys at? We need to see some more VeVe Vision content, and love seeing your faces here, Carter, at least. But he brought up a great point. He put this video out. I'm going to give a little bit of a shout out. I don't think you're going to be able to hear the sound, but basically what he's talking about is the Jermaine Rogers t-shirt and NFT combo that was at London DCon, advertised right here. You see it as 100 editions, price 150. So people put in some decent money to get into this bundle, thinking that there was 100 editions. So then it came out and people were like, what's happening? I'm trying to wait for him to change the screen here because he pulls up a screenshot from the VeVe app. And where is it here? So there it is. So there's 140 editions. So
wow.
VeVe explained it afterwards in a tweet saying, listen, we always hold 40. I think it was an oversight. I think that they probably should have held 40 and only had 60 or something like that, or at least tell people it's going to be 140. It sounds like something happened that went wrong. And we've seen this happen a couple times on VeVe where something is written and then something different happens. I know it happened with the blue and beta drop, even though I think there's only a certain amount of people who were upset with that because they were the people who held and then sold it off. But overall, I think the idea was good. It's just, I think the way that they let it out maybe could have used some help. And I think similar here, like maybe they had some oversight. They're holding 40, yeah, but your circulating supply is still 100. But it should have been shown that way on the Medium article, just like it is for every single other one. So what do you think about these types of mistakes that come up on VeVe? And are you worried about it? Or do you think long-term they're going to figure it out?
I think that the VeVe as a whole, it's just really new at the moment. I think they're trying to figure stuff out. They're going to do mistakes along the way. I don't think it's that big of a deal or that big of a mistake because what's the difference? You know, if you consider the amount of users we could potentially have, what is 50? What is 50 extra? And who knows, right? If they're holding 40 behind, are they going to put them back in the marketplace? Are they going to be in display in the VeVe universe? We don't know what they are. They might just be available for display, so they might not ever be circulated. I'm pretty sure they're going to have some auctions with them. But yeah, I don't think it's such a big deal. I believe that maybe if we're 5 years into the company at this point, maybe I would expect a little bit more. But it's a small team. They got a lot of stuff going on, right? They've been traveling. They've been promoting. So there's going to be stuff like this that might happen. I don't really hold it against them. I know that there's a lot of things going on at the moment, so I'll give them a pass.
I think the fact that it was tied to a physical as well, like you knew there's 100 shirts, so obviously there's going to be 100 NFTs. Right. To expect them not to hold any, did they have to hold 40? I mean, I don't think they held 40 for all the original drops. It just makes people like, why are you holding 40? I guess they were numbered from 41 still, but it's just like, man, like there's all these mistakes one after another. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but we kind of figured that because nobody here is holding a number 2 or a number 3 or a number 12. Right. So why would this be the first drop that we get a 2 or a 1?
Yeah.
Right.
No, I'm with it. And I get how there's oversights, like you said. I just think a lot of people were panicking about this because they thought 100 total editions.
Yeah.
And now it's 140. Yeah. That's like another 40%. I don't know how they're doing in the marketplace. I haven't really looked. I guess they're there now, right? I think people got
they are there. They are there. I forgot how much they were, but they are. Yeah. I would be mad if I bought it. If I bought it and I thought there was only 100 and I spent some good money on it,
yeah, it's 150.
I would feel.
I really hope that they do like some kind of airdrop for these guys. Like say, you know what, our bad. Here's a airdrop to make up for it. So I don't know. I think that's something they might do. They've done that in the past with other mistakes. I think the one was overselling of that golden skateboard during Decon week, the original one. So they came out with a second one for the rest of the people. Something like that. Yeah, something like that. Something messed up happened with the. They have a V2. If you go look at the golden skateboards, there's 2 versions.
Oh wow, no, I didn't realize that. I just checked choices. The one we're talking about, it's at 990, 920 at the moment.
Wow. So that 150 is still not looking too bad. if you're worried about that, that's a pretty good pull. So there you go. I don't know if you have too much to be upset about. But yeah, I think it's been a fun time, man. Like I said, guys, make sure you go check out my boy on the YouTube. Subscribe to him. Let's get him to 1,000 subs. This guy deserves to be making that YouTube money. I know he doesn't do it for that, but I want him to make it just because he deserves some reward for all the efforts he puts in. So shout out again to VeVe Arcade right up there. And guys, I think you got to lead the breath to end the video. And that's it.
Guys, if you guys are excited about the superstars, as I am, go ahead, subscribe to the channel, and let's take a deep breath before we get out of here. Can we do that? Can we take a deep breath? 1, 2, 3. Let's collect comic books like we collect our breath.
There you go. I love it, man. I love it. And here's your standing ovation. You know, I couldn't have a better guest on today. I mean, very, very well spoken, and always you brought all the questions for today. I mean, he brought me nice topics. That's the type of stuff he brings. He came up with most of the ideas for today's video. So I'm telling you, must subscribe. Definitely 100%. Do not play yourself and just go subscribe to my boy.
I got a challenge for you.
Yep.
I want to challenge you on who has the best Donald Duck laugh.
Oh my God. I'm not supposed to bring that out yet, man. I'm not supposed to bring owe me at 2 cents. You know how it is.
Oh man. All right. At 2 cents, I'm gonna compete with you because I got a good Donald Duck voice too.
Oh, do you? Yeah. Well, come on, but there's incentive at least behind it.
Okay. Fair enough.
Guys, if you haven't already, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. We're doing these collabs. I think I got another 3 or 4 lined up before I'm done and Rob comes back. So guys, thank you again for watching. And you can also join the VIP, get some first dibs on some merch. Now that we got this connection here, I might have to get VeVe Arcade to design some merch for me as well. I know he's got the NFTs coming. We're going to have all kinds of creator collabs going on. So look out for that, and we'll see you in the next one. I love you. Bye.